If you saw the phrase IRS June 2nd warning and wondered whether your Social Security deposit could be affected, this video is for you because this is one of those topics where three different things can get mixed together: IRS tax refunds, Social Security benefit deposits, and bank account information. June 2nd sounds like a specific deadline or payment day, but Social Security payments do not all arrive on the same date. Some people receive SSI near the beginning of the month. Some receive Social Security on the 3rd. Others are paid on Wednesdays based on birth date. Today, we are going to explain what seniors should actually check in their bank deposits, what the IRS has to do with direct deposit, and what is just headline confusion. I am Andrew, and I have been reviewing official IRS and Social Security information about direct deposits, benefit payment schedules, and refund payment issues. Everything here is based on public information from irs.gov and ssa.gov, explained in simple everyday language. Before we get into the details, if you find this kind of plain language explanation of Social Security, Medicare, IRS rules, retirement benefits, and bank deposit confusion useful, subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, this channel takes one confusing government topic and explains it in the same calm, straightforward format. Now, let us get into the real question. What does the IRS June 2nd warning actually mean, and why should Social Security seniors check their bank deposits? The biggest misunderstanding about an IRS June 2nd warning for Social Security seniors is that people think the IRS controls the monthly Social Security payment schedule. That is not how it works. The IRS handles tax returns, tax refunds, tax payments, and certain tax-related notices. The Social Security Administration handles Social Security retirement, survivors, disability benefits, and SSI. The U.S. Treasury is connected to federal payments moving through the banking system. So if a senior sees a bank deposit issue around June 2nd, the question is not automatically, did the IRS change my Social Security? The better question is, was this a Social Security payment, an SSI payment, a tax refund, a bank rejection, or a direct deposit information issue? SSA's 2026 payment calendar shows June payments are scheduled by benefit type and birth date, not by an IRS June 2nd rule. To make this concrete, let us use an example. Consider someone like Clarence. Clarence is 69 years old, lives in Alabama, and receives Social Security retirement benefits by direct deposit. He also filed a tax return and expected a small IRS refund. On June 2nd, he checks his bank account and sees one deposit pending, but he is not sure whether it is his Social Security, his tax refund, or something connected to his pension. At first, Clarence thinks the IRS may have changed his Social Security deposit. But when he looks closer, his Social Security payment is actually scheduled for later in June based on his birth date. The deposit he is seeing is more likely connected to his tax refund or another payment. In Clarence's situation, the confusion came from mixing two separate systems: IRS refunds and Social Security benefit deposits. Let us start with the foundation. Social Security deposits and IRS deposits are not the same thing. Social Security payments come from benefit programs such as retirement, SSDI, survivor benefits, or SSI. IRS deposits usually involve tax refunds or other tax-related payments. Both may appear in a bank account as federal deposits, and both may use direct deposit, but they come from different rules and different agencies. That is why the first step is always to identify what the deposit actually is. Now that we understand that, let us look at the June 2026 Social Security schedule. According to SSA's 2026 payment calendar, SSI is generally paid on the first day of the month. In June 2026, that is Monday, June 1st. If someone receives Social Security before May 1997 or receives both Social Security and SSI, Social Security is generally paid on the 3rd, which is Wednesday, June 3rd in June 2026. For many retirement and SSDI beneficiaries, payments are based on birth date. The second Wednesday for birthdays from the 1st through 10th, the third Wednesday for birthdays from the 11th through 20th, and the fourth Wednesday for birthdays from the 21st through 31st. In June 2026, those dates are June 10th, June 17th, and June 24th. You might be wondering, then why does June 2nd matter? The careful answer is that June 2nd is not a standard SSA payment date in the regular 2026 schedule. But June 2nd may still matter if a bank is processing a pending deposit, if a tax refund is arriving, if a previous deposit was rejected, if a senior is checking whether SSI arrived on June 1st, or if a payment was delayed by bank processing. So the date may appear in online headlines, but the official question is still, what type of deposit are you expecting? Now, let us talk about the IRS side. The IRS encourages direct deposit for tax refunds because it is faster than paper checks. IRS guidance says taxpayers should only have refunds deposited into accounts in their own name, their spouse's name, or both if it is a joint account, and taxpayers should double check routing and account numbers to avoid errors. This matters because if the bank information is wrong, closed, mismatched, or rejected, the refund may not arrive the way the taxpayer expected. This next part is especially important in 2026. The Taxpayer Advocate Service explains that direct deposit changes for 2026 can affect refunds when direct deposits are rejected by banks. According to that guidance, the IRS will freeze most direct deposits rejected by the bank and will not automatically reissue them as paper checks. Returns filed without direct deposit information may still be processed, but the refund may be held until the taxpayer provides direct deposit information or requests a paper check. In plain English, this means a senior who is waiting for an IRS refund should check whether the bank account information is correct. If the refund was sent to a closed account, a wrong account, or an account that does not match the taxpayer's name, the bank may reject the deposit. That is an IRS refund issue. It is not the same as Social Security changing the monthly benefit. You might be wondering, can an IRS issue stop my Social Security deposit? Usually, your regular Social Security benefit deposit is handled through SSA and Treasury payment systems, not through your annual IRS refund process. But your bank account information matters for both. If you closed a bank account, changed banks, changed names, opened a new joint account, or had a deposit rejected, you should check both your IRS refund details and your Social Security direct deposit information separately. Now, let us look at what seniors should check in the bank deposit itself. First, look at the deposit description. A Social Security deposit may appear differently from an IRS refund. An IRS tax refund usually appears as a Treasury or IRS tax refund deposit. A Social Security benefit may appear as a federal benefit payment. Banks use different labels, so the exact wording can vary, but the label can help you identify the source. Second, compare the deposit date with the official payment calendar. If your birthday is from the 21st through 31st, your regular June Social Security payment is not expected on June 2nd under the regular Wednesday schedule. It would generally be June 24th. If you receive SSI, June 1st is the normal June SSI date. If you receive both SSI and Social Security, June 1st and June 3rd may both matter. This simple calendar check prevents a lot of confusion. Third, compare the amount. Your Social Security amount should generally match your monthly benefit after deductions such as Medicare Part B premium, tax withholding if you requested it, or other deductions. Your IRS refund amount should match what your tax return or IRS refund tool shows, unless the IRS adjusted the refund. If the amount is very different from what you expected, that does not automatically mean fraud, but it does mean you should verify through official sources. This is where Clarence's example helps. Clarence thought June 2nd was a Social Security warning. But his Social Security payment date was later in the month. His June 2nd deposit was more likely connected to an IRS refund or another payment. By checking the payment label, amount, and schedule, he separated the two systems and avoided unnecessary confusion. And finally, this is the piece that ties everything together. The phrase IRS June 2nd warning sounds like one rule, but the real explanation is usually about deposit verification. Seniors should know whether they are expecting SSI, Social Security, SSDI, a tax refund, or another federal payment. They should check that bank information is current, that the deposit source matches the expected agency, and that any rejected IRS direct deposit is handled through official IRS channels. So the clearest answer is this: June 2nd is not a universal Social Security payment date. Social Security seniors should check their bank deposits because IRS refunds, SSA benefits, SSI payments, and bank processing can be confused when deposits arrive close together. The key is to identify the source, verify the schedule, and use official IRS or SSA tools if something does not match. Before we finish, let me answer three questions that come up most often about IRS, June 2nd warnings, and Social Security bank deposits. Question one: is June 2nd, 2026 a regular Social Security payment date? Answer: no. SSA's 2026 schedule shows SSI on June 1st, certain Social Security payments on June 3rd, and regular birth date payments on June 10th, June 17th, and June 24th. Question two: can an IRS direct deposit be rejected by a bank? Answer: yes. If account information is wrong, closed, or not accepted by the bank, the deposit may be rejected. In 2026, refund handling rules may require additional steps before the refund is released. Question three: should seniors check their bank deposits? Answer: yes, but calmly. Check the deposit source, amount, date, and account information so you know whether it is Social Security, SSI, SSDI, an IRS refund, or another payment. Everything we covered today applies generally, but your exact answer depends on your payment type. For Social Security or SSI payment dates, use your My Social Security account at ssa.gov or review SSA's official payment schedule. For IRS refund deposits, use irs.gov and the Where's My Refund tool. For direct deposit questions, check that your routing and account numbers are correct and that the account is in your name, your spouse's name, or both. If it is a joint account, you can call Social Security at for benefit payment questions and use irs.gov for tax refund questions. One factual note before we finish: scammers may use words like IRS warning, Social Security deposit problem, or bank verification required to make a message sound official. Do not click random links or give bank login information to someone who calls, texts, or emails you unexpectedly. The IRS and Social Security do not ask for gift cards, cryptocurrency, or remote access to your phone or computer. If something looks wrong, verify through irs.gov, ssa.gov, or the official phone number before responding. I am curious, before watching this, what part of the IRS June 2nd warning was most confusing to you? Was it whether June 2nd is a Social Security payment date, whether an IRS refund can be rejected, whether SSI is paid separately, or how to tell the difference between an IRS deposit and a Social Security deposit? Leave your question in the comments because the most common questions often become future videos. That is IRS June 2nd warning. Social Security seniors must check their bank deposits, explained as clearly as I can put it. The headline sounds serious, but the real lesson is simple. Identify the payment source, compare it with the official schedule, and verify bank information through official IRS and SSA tools. If something is still unclear, the comment section is open and I read every question. If this was useful, share it with someone who may be confused by deposits arriving around the beginning of June. I am Andrew. I will see you in the next one.